Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at the solutions to the first assessment and also the second assessment. I will be doing the working for some of these, and if you require to see, or if you want to see the working for all, you may check the previous videos on the relevant topics. So section A asks us to state the place value of the highlighted digits in the following. So remember, the place values are like ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and so on. But after the decimal point, it's tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and so on. So let's see. So the first one is the tens column. This one is the hundreds column. This one is the tens. This one is hundreds. This one is thousands. And this one is also thousands. Section B tells us to convert the following to decimals. So I'll do the working for the first two. Okay, first two. Well, maybe A, B, and G, I will do the working for. Sorry, A, F, and G, I'll do the working for. And I'll leave the rest to y'all. So for part A, we have 4 divided by 5, which is the same as doing the long division here. So we do 5 into 4 is 0, put a point, put a 0. 5 into 40 is 8. 8 by 5 is 40. We get a remainder of 0. So therefore, 4 over 5 is 0.8. Part B, this is 0.7. Part C is 1.5. Part D, perhaps we could do the working for this one as well. So 8 over 7 over 8 is equal to 7 divided by 8. So we have a 0, 0.0. 8 into 70, it's 8, because 8 8s are 64. And 8 9s are 72, so we didn't have sufficient. So the subtraction, we get 6 to 0. 8 into 60 is 7. Seven eights are 56. Remember, these are like infinitely many zeros here now. So 6, when you do the subtraction, you get 4. The 0. 8 into 40, that is 5. 5 8s are 40, so we are finished. We get 0. So this will be 0.875. E will be 2.75. Okay, allow me to erase these. 2/3, we could, well, so I already working for this. So we have 3 and we divided, so 2 divided by 3. So 3 into 2 is 0. That's 0, we get 6. 6 3s are 18. Remainder 2 after the subtraction. So 3 into 20 again is 6. And we see a pattern immediately. So this would be 0.66 recurrent. And we can just write a dot on top of them to show that this is where the recurrence is. Okay, nice. G, I said I'll do the working for G as well. This is essentially 3 plus 3 and an 8. Well, 3 plus 3 eighths is 3 and 3 eighths. And we can do the division here and just add them after using decimal addition. So we have 3 divided by 8. 8 into 3 is 0 for the point. For the point. 8 into 30 is 6. Is 3. 3 8s are 24. So we have remainder of 6. My bad. Add a 0. 8 into 60 is 7. 7 8s are 54. 56. My goodness. 56. Subtract 4 for the 0. 8 into 40 is 5. And we ended there. So what we have is really 3 plus 0.375, which is simply 3.375. And in a similar way, we can show that this is actually 2.3. Okay. Allow me to erase these. 11 over 20. Let's just see the working for this one. 20, 11, 11 on the inside, 20 on the out. So 20 into 11 is 0. So the point 20 into 110 is exactly equal to 5. 5 by 20 is 100. Subtract, you get 10. Put 100. 20 into 100 is now 5. So that is the answer, 0.55. Because we are finished, we get a remainder of 0. So this is 0.55. And finally, now J. Right, we can show that this is equal to 2.28. All right, so you may check the previous videos to see how to do the changing from fractions to decimals. So number 2, convert the following fractions in its lowest forms. 2 fractions in its lowest forms where possible. So I will do the working for a few, and I will leave the rest to you. Okay, so for this one, we know that this can be written as 5 over 100 simply by moving the decimal point 2 places this way. And we could get that that is actually 1 over 20 in its lowest forms. This in its lowest forms is like 135 over 100, which is equal to, well, we can divide by 5. So divided by 5, we get 5 into 135, well, 5 into 13 is 2. 5 into 35 is 7, so that's 27 over 5 into 100 is 20. And that's it in its lowest form. All right, this one would be, well, we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. We have 25 over 10,000. So 25 into 25 is 1. 25 into 100 is 4. And we still have 2 zeros remaining. That is 1 over 400. All right, so let's allow me to erase this. All right, I think you will get the gist now. So this is exactly, this is like 2 1/4. Right now, we didn't say mix numbers or improper fractions. So if you were using mixed numbers all along, that would be fine for now. But I would prefer to work with improper fractions. So this is like 2 1/4, and 2 1/4 is exactly 9/4. This one, I think we did that up here, and we get the 375 to be 3/8. Right, so this would just be 3 over 80. Right, so I'll leave it to you all to show that as its lowest terms. Right, 1.45. We could do this one. That is 145 over 1,000. We can divide by 5, basically. 5 into 14 is 2. 5 into 15 is 3, so that's 23. 5 into this is 200. So this is like 23 over 200. 0.666. Notice that this is not recurring. So this is not equal to 2/3. In fact, it will be like 666 over 1,000. We can divide by 2. That will be 333 over 500. And that is our answer. Okay, notice that this is not recurring. So this is not 2/3. Okay, lovely. Um, 1.28, that is like 128 over 100. We can divide by 2, that is 64 over 50, and we can divide by 2 again. That will be 32 over 25, and that's our answer in its lowest term. This one we have 265 over 100 divided by 5. We get 53 on the top and 20 at the bottom. So that is 53 over 20. And lastly, notice that this is not 1.33 recurring. Right, so this is like 113. Sorry, 1,333 over 1,000, which I believe is in its lowest terms already. Right? Maybe you could put in the comments if it isn't. So section C tells us to add the following, sum the following. I believe the first 5 to be straightforward. If not, you could check the videos on how to add the decimals and how to subtract them. All right, so I wouldn't be doing the solutions to these here, but instead I will be doing the F and G, division and multiplication. So we have 12.5 multiplied by 4. So remember, we ignore the decimal. So 12.5 multiplied by 4. So right, we can just say that is 125 multiplied by 4. 4 5s are 20, 4 2s are 8, and 2 is 10. 4 1s are 4, and 1 is 5. Right, so this is 500. Now notice that we had one decimal point, so we need to put back our one decimal point here. So this is exactly equal to 50. Right, we can put 50.0. For the division, remember when you're dividing something, it's the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So this is the same as 25.5 multiplied by 1/5, which is the same as 25.5 multiplied by 0.2. Right, and recall we can just ignore the decimal places for now. So we have 25.5 would be like 255 multiplied by 2. We have a 0, 2 5s are 10. 2 5s are 10 and 1 is 11. 2 2s are 4 and 1 is 5. Okay, and recall that we had two decimal places, one here and one here. So we have to put back our two decimal places. That is exactly equal to 5.1. Now, some of you may have done this way, like let's put the 25.5 over 5 and say 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 25 is 5, 0.5 into 5 is 1, which is also fine. You'll get the same answer. Okay, but for now, this is our standard way of doing it for practice. So they want to multiply each of the following by 10, 100, and 1,000. So this is what we would do. Remember to multiply by 10. So the first part. Right, let's do the first one. I'll leave the rest. So the first part is to move the decimal one place. So this will be 10.28 by 100. It is 102.8, and by 1,000 we just move the decimal place 0.3 places, so that'll be 1,020.0. Okay, so this is how we multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000. We simply move the decimal place one place for 10, 2 places for 100, and 3 places for 1,000, and so on. For tens of thousands, there's 4 places, and so on. Okay, lovely. And finally, part 3, divide each of the following by 10, 100, and 1,000. So this is the same idea. I will only do the first one. All right, but division is to move the other way. So that's this way. For 10, so part I would be 0.21. Then we move our next place for 100, so that will be 0.021. And finally, the last one will be 0.0021. Okay, and that is the solutions for this paper. So we'll come back and take a look at the second assessment. So again, this is essentially what we did just now to change decimals to fractions. So I'll only do a few of them and leave the rest for you to maybe put in the comment section. Okay, section B as well, I would not be doing the addition and subtraction questions. However, I'll be doing like 1 or 2 of the addition, multiplication and division questions. And finally, section C asks us to multiply by 10 and 100 and 1,000. This one I will leave as an exercise to you all because I would like to see if you all understand it or not. Okay, so and we'll complete with number 3, and that will be it for today. So let's see the solutions to this problem. All right, so let's start with let's do number 2. So number 2 is 4.5. So that's 4.5. This one is 1/8. All right, so I'll leave it out some for you all to do. So you all will do this one. All right, 1 2/5. It is 1.4. 6, that's 0.06. That's like 6 over 100, which is like 3 over 50, and so on. You all can finish this one. I don't want to make the video too long. Okay. Section B All right, so I'll take a look at this one for the division question and this one for the multiplication question. So let's take a look at those. So we have 0.168 divided by 0.14. Now remember, dividing by a decimal or a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Reciprocal meaning the flip of it. So this is like 0.168 multiplied by 100 over 14. Remember, like 0.14 is like 14 over 100. Call that. Okay, and we can work this out. So let's see. So this is like, well, we can multiply the numerators, or you can change this to a fraction. Changes this to a fraction wouldn't be so hard. This is 168 over 100, 1000 multiplied by 100 over 14. Right, we could do some cross division. 2 into 14 is 7. 2 into 168 is 84. 2 into 84 is 42. 2 into 10 is 5. 7 into 7 is 1. 7 into 42 is 6. So all in all, this works down to be 6 over 5, or we can write that as 1.2. Okay, so this is 1.2. So I would recommend going over that to make sure that you understood what had went on. All right. And finally, this is like 28 by 28. Just ignoring the decimal points. So now remember that we have 4 decimal points. So we have multiplying by the tens column first. 2 by 8 is 16. 2 2s are 4 and 1 is 5. 8 8s are 64. 8 2s are 16 and 4. Sorry, and 6 is 22. So we get 4, 8, 7. And remember that we had 4 decimal places. So this is equal to 0.0784. All right, remember, we need to move the decimal point 4 places back this way. Okay, so you can check that to make sure that is correct. All right, so we have now complete the table, multiply by 10, 100, and 1000. I said that I have left this as an exercise for you all. All right, so you may pause the video here and get the questions. And here and get the questions. But for part 3, we want to round off to 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, and nearest whole number. So number 1. 1 decimal place would be, remember we want 1 decimal place, so we're looking at this number to see if it is 5 or more, and then to add 1 or leave it alone to the number that we need. So this will be 23.1 because 5 is greater than or equal to 5. So 2 decimal places, that is 23.05 because 4 is not greater than or equal to 5. So 3 decimal places, it's 23.054 because 2 is not greater than or equal to 5. And to the nearest whole number is just 23. Okay, so for the next one, so 1 decimal place, this is like 14.5 because this number is greater than or equal to 5. So 2 decimal places, that is like 14.46 because this number is greater than or equal to 5. So 3 decimal places, that is like 14.46, sorry, 456 because 2 is not greater than or equal to 5, so we leave the 6 alone, and the nearest whole number is still 14. So the 1 decimal place, this is 2.0. The 2 decimal places, this is 2.00 because remember we added 1 to the 9 and that 1 carries on. And we need 2 decimal places, so that's why I'm writing 2 zeros. The 3 decimal place is 1.999 and to the nearest whole number is just 2. So one decimal place we have 20.0. The two decimal places we have 20.01. The three decimal places we have 20.006. And the nearest whole number we have 20. And finally, the last question for the day, we have the one decimal place, this will be 1.7. The two decimal places, this will be 1.68. The three decimal places, we have 1.685. And to the nearest whole number, we have 2. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks again for coming.